Somehow, we are currently sitting on the top of the Sky Bet Championship with 9 games played, 20 points, a top goal scorer in the form of Walker, and a top average rating player in the form of Fagan Walcott. But the FM gods have not been so kind recently, giving us an injury to John Jules, Smith, Drahir and Clark, all very important players to our team, as well as giving our main man at left back, Toure, a 2-week suspension. Well, I think it's only a week now, but it was 2 weeks at one point. But the point is, we don't have a lot of players available, and we're trying to stay on top of the table. It's now becoming a challenge. Hey guys, and welcome back to the 24th episode of the FM22 Salford City Road to Glory with me, Raxel FM, where today we are versing Ipswich and then Sheffield United, a former Premier League side, in 2 crucial games in this year's championship season. Of course, every single game is crucial when you're on top of the table by only 3 points, especially when you're versing a team down in 8th place and 10th place, both very good squads. Before we jump into that, please make sure that you do smash the like button on today's video, as well as subscribing to the Raxel FM YouTube channel so you don't miss the daily Football Manager content coming your way. Can we please smash 6 likes on today's video? A pretty low target, just to try and get us a wee bit of, momentum going, because I forgot to set a like target yesterday and I do severely regret it. So we're adding one today, and now we're going to go over what has happened since last time we saw each other. Of course, had a lot of time since last time we saw each other. So I've played all 5 of these games with a win against Millwall, a win against Hull, a win against Sheffield Wednesday, but then a very disappointing 1-0 loss to Cardiff. This one was certainly not a deserved loss, but it was a loss nonetheless. Probably should have been a draw, I would say. Based off the highlights I was shown, we definitely deserved to win it. And the same thing going on here, a 0 draw away from home, definitely should have won that game. Unfortunately, no one had their shooting boots on, but hopefully we'll see them back on today as we are trying to stay on top of the table. We really should be quite far ahead, but of course when you drop points, it's always going to make it a bit difficult to be staying on top of the table. And with all the injuries we have, it's also making it difficult to stay on top of the table. However, we still have a very strong 11 because we have such good depth in our team based off my amazing signings I made this season. Colback and Ibe are both going to be joining 2 clubs, Cambridge and Sutton, when the transfer window opens, and they've gone on a free. So those are already confirmed. That's the only other deals we have done throughout this time, and we have compensated the squad in a pretty good way. I still think it's a very strong 11 with Walker, Hardy, Palmer, Corbino. I really don't know how to say that. Corbino. Is that like a native? It's Romanian. Yep, no, that makes sense. Makes a lot more sense now. And CDM, we've got, central midfield, Calderon, as well as Robson, Hanam, Jones, Fagan Walcott, Johnson, and Kovar in between the sticks. And now we can jump into this game. After rambling on for quite some time, let's hopefully come away with a win. As I said, strong 11. Even though there is rotation, a lot of players missing from the team, it is still a very good team. I think we can go ahead and get a win at home. I'm hoping it does happen. As I've just shown you, we haven't won for 2 games, which is very disappointing, especially considering one of those games was our first loss of the season. Not what we want to be seeing, and that's not what we want to be seeing early on. Them nearly scoring with a header going just wide of the post, and an XG of 0.22 from just that one shot. But I'm expecting us to get some chances within the first half. Doesn't seem to be happening at the moment though, with 2 shots with a very low XG and an injury already to a man that I just learned how to pronounce his name. Well, I've already forgotten it, haven't I? And I'm going to bring Maya on. I really don't want to get another player injured because, as I've shown you and talked about for a significant period of time in today's episode, we don't have a lot of room for more injuries. We don't have a lot of room for mistakes like that. I don't know how that's gone in. Let's take another look at that. It's a goalkeeping mistake, that's for sure, but it's also just a defensive mistake. I'm not happy about any of that. It hits the man in the back of the head. Fraser puts a ball in, comes off another player, and Harper heads it, and Kovar's looking at a linesman or a player in the crowd. I'm not happy with that at all. He's just stood there and done nothing. He hasn't even made a save in that passage of play. It keeps coming off players from Ipswich, and he's just distracted by it. I'm fuming with that. There's just no realism there, in my personal opinion. I feel like Kovar would be a wee bit more switched on in that situation, but that's just me. Professional footballers generally do know how to, save football goals that are coming straight at them. So 1-0 down, undeservedly, but we could be getting a goal back as we had a chance to attack there, but now I think it's going to be their opportunities. They're knocking it around quite well, playing it in through the middle, and now over onto that right hand side. There's going to be a ball into the mixer, and they're going to win it, and they're going to shoot, and they're going to score. It's a really good goal. And it's not looking like it's going to be our day versus one of the better sides in this division, clearly. Well, I really hope it is, but they're up in a decent position, so I can say that with a fair bit of confidence. They're currently in 5th place, on the same amount of points as the teams all the way up in 3rd place. So I do think they're a decent squad, but we really haven't shown much about us in today's game to even suggest that we are the top of the table side, because we're not top of the table anymore. I want to see a much better showing in the second half. I'm already thinking more tactical substitutions need to take place. Well, the Maya one wasn't exactly a tactical substitution, but more substitutes in general need to take place. I'm trying to think who needs to come off. Probably the attackers. Hardy's not doing a lot on that left-hand side. It would have been ideal if we didn't bring Maya on already, because he would be the player coming on into that position. I'm going to give Dander a crack in the cam position, see what Palmer can do on the left wing. Now, I think I'll hold the last substitution for a wee bit of time, and we'll move on to a positive mentality to hope to just create some sort of opportunities for us, because there's no point sitting back being 2-0 down in this game when realistically that does, well, of course it does nothing for us. It's 0 points. It's no points on the board, and that shot is not getting us any closer to any points on the board, Dander. Come on, man. I'm giving you a lifeline here. You don't get many opportunities because you kind of suck, to be honest, and I regret signing you. But you're getting a chance here because of a bunch of injuries, and it's not going our way. Kovar has had the worst game I've ever seen. Kovar, why have you run out there? First of all, the defender should have dealt with it. 100% the defender should have dealt with it. It's gone just over his head. He's miscalculated it. I don't know why Kovar's run out for it in the first place. What was he expecting the defender to get it and then to play a short pass just back to him outside of his box? What is he up to? This is probably the single worst goalkeeping performance I've seen in Football Manager. It's the first one, he's not even looking. The second goal, yes, absolute banger by him. Can't do anything about that. I will 100% agree with that decision. But here, he's in no man's land. That's worse than if it's spilt through your hands, because at least then you've got yourself in the right position. He's not even in the right position to deal with it. That's just 5-year-olds can save that kind of stuff. Come on, Kovar, you're way better than that. Dander, give us something to be a little bit excited about. I'm slightly excited about that. Tyler Walker with another goal, Dander with the assist, and I think he really needed that to try and get some momentum in his season and potentially get him to get a couple of more games out there, because currently he is nowhere near my first choice central attacking midfielder. So it's good to see him doing something, and it's good to see us getting another chance. Could we potentially get to 2-3? I mean, if we get to 2-3, it's going to be an exciting last couple of minutes. But you know what, actually, Kovar, if he's standing up again, that would get an easy goal. Good thing he has learnt from his mistake, but they're attacking us now, and and Lord knows Kovar's not saving this. If Kovar saves this now, I'll almost be mad that he saved the pen. No, of course he hasn't. Of course he hasn't. I mean, to be fair, I'm getting mad at him for not saving a penalty, which is generally not the easiest thing to do in football. But after the game you've had, mate, I feel like I can be justified at being mad at you for literally everything that's happened in this match. I think we can put this loss down to almost completely Kovar. I would have said yes, 100% Kovar if we didn't concede that penalty, because then it would have been 1-1 because he made 2 mistakes, and it would be 1-1 if we took away those. You get what I'm saying here? But now that there's the penalty, if we take away Kovar's 2 mistakes, we're still losing this game 2-1. So it is a bit unfortunate, and it's generally a terrible result. And he's still running off his line at a very interesting point in time. But he's lucky he wasn't chipped, and he's lucky that we haven't conceded, and he's lucky that the full-time whistle was about to be blown. And I'm pretty happy the full-time whistle has just been blown. A 4-1 loss at home, absolutely horrific performance. And yeah, Kovar, he needs some words given to him. I very rarely do this, but I'm going out of my way to give him some stern words. He needs to be told. One player, I'm going to criticise last game. Horrendous, mate. Your passing, the passing was what I was worried about, mate. Too many mistakes. Yeah, not good enough. There we go. He's got a bit of morale. Great having these talks with you. Let me know if anything else. I'll do better next time. What we'd like to hear. You might be lucky enough to be starting the next game, but just don't run out again. Oh, should I make him? Don't know if I can justify making him a sweeper keeper again. Hopefully we see a better performance from the boys in this game. Arguably the harder of the two sides. Sheffield United not jumping back into the Premier League throughout the save, but not exactly doing the worst ever. 5th and 3rd position in the playoff 2 years in a row, and definitely having some decent players in there. Like João Pedro, definitely going to have to keep an eye on him in this match, and this is the team that we're going with for it. We have Toure back in the 11. We have Kovar still starting, but I think it was a one-time thing. It was a one-time thing. He's been very solid for us so far. We've also got Meyer on the right-hand side. Aside from that, it is exactly the same, with still a couple of injuries here and there. But let's jump into it, and let's hope we can come away with a decent result to get us back onto the top of the table. I don't know if it will be enough if we do end up winning it, but it would be a step in the right direction, certainly. So let's try and do exactly that. João Pedro, Brooks, oh my gosh, there's already some incredible players. McNair, Devine, Bertrand, O'Connell, Egan. These are all players I know for a fact have played in the Premier League, but it doesn't matter when you've got Meyer and Fagan Walcott linking up from a corner within the first 8 minutes. Beautiful stuff by the team. It's always Fagan Walcott from the corners, and he's just heading this one into the back of the net past the goalkeeper, Beckham, I believe, who is currently playing in the Premier League with Watford. I'm being proven correct by this Premier League shout, but hey, Fagan Walcott never played in the Premier League, but rising up through the ranks and probably going to be playing in the Premier League very soon. Walker in now, playing it into Martin. Martin all the way over. That is just tiki-taka football. Hardy can't finish it. He's offside again. Hardy actually doesn't know where the offside line is. He doesn't know about the rule. He doesn't. It's a fact. He keeps going into offside positions just about every game, and he's scored 2 goals for this football club, 1 on camera, I believe, and both of them have been offside. So he's scored 0 goals for this football club. That's really frustrating, man. It's not even like I'm playing at striker. He's a left winger. He shouldn't be that, running onto the offside position, potentially just kind of near offside positions, but consistent. At least he is consistent about it. But he has finally scored. Please tell me, no. How is Hardy offside again? How is Hardy offside? Hardy, you suck. You suck so much. I cannot believe that. I can't believe it. Hardy. And it's just after I talk about how he's always offside. He's now scored 3 goals for this football club, and they've all been offside. Hardy. How? My hands are in my face. I just don't understand. I should be focused on the rest of the game, actually, because it's 30 minutes to go. We're not being that dominant, and this is a decent side that we're versing. Bringing Brewster on now, certainly got some decent players in their arsenal, but we're going to make a substitution to try and make sure that we stay on top of this one. Toure not playing the best, but we don't have anyone to bring off for him. So I might bring on Hall to have a bit more stability in that centre-back position instead of Alfie Jones. And we're also going to bring Matt Smith on instead of Robson to try and balance out that midfield a wee bit more and have a more defensive-minded player. 15 minutes to go. It could be enough with that 1 goal from Fagan Walcott. 10 minutes left. And currently we're sitting on top of the championship table. Can it be that way at the end of this game? Do not score now. Please don't score now. João Pedro. Bullduck hits it over the bar. And I think we could have just won this game with that move. Going out of play. Dander's going to come on for the last few minutes. He got an assist in the last game. Can he get another one here? Don't think we're going to see a highlight. I'd be happy if we don't see a highlight, actually. and we don't see a highlight. We don't see a highlight. Full-time whistle blows. A 1-0 win. Could have been a 2-0 win if Hardy knows how to stay on an onside position. That took me way too long. If Rexo knew how to speak. Okay. By the way, real name's Oscar. Like I'd normally edit that out, but I just don't care. Like Rexo is Oscar backwards. If you couldn't work that out, well, actually, to be fair, if you couldn't work that out, it's not that bad. But you know. I don't really care if you know my name's Oscar. I'm not like Spider-Man. Like it's not that big of a deal. But you know, I'm not going to tell you my last name, even though you can. But why am I talking about this for so long? There's not the time or place. Well, it is the time. Well, it's not the time, but it is probably the place on a YouTube video. But actually, no. I probably would reveal all that stuff in like a separate video. But I don't really. It's not like a mystery. It's not like a big thing that I really care about. You know, it's like. We won the game. We're top of the championship table. You know my name's Oscar. Thanks for watching.